Welcome back, Inquirers, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Laffian signs a card, Rhal checks in on Ilmater, Squash inquires about magic removal, and Zaltanna is suspicious of signing papers. The team arrives in Falson to the remains of a bloody battle. With many people dead and the children sheltering in the mirror room, the group finds out that the shadowy attacks when with Dachin had affected not just them, but had also taken their toll on the world. What is Squash hoping to find in the magical letters? Who managed to survive the shadowy slaughter? And what would Taylor give to get her daddy back? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die.
At least takes you to your kind of unofficial official meeting.
We're all dead now, V. You killed him.
No, Caden is dead, not Rhal.
No, Rhal's dead. Too.
Okay. All right. I'll roll it back a little bit further.
Roll a con save.
Yeah, actually, that should be how we start this episode. Great. Rhal, I need you to roll a con save. I assume this is having a bad effect upon Rhal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Rhal has mentioned before that, like, Caden helped him when he was grieving Ama.
Yeah.
And it's a large part of the reason why he's still alive and has made it through prison and such like that. Rhal grieving is not great.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably... I'll take it with disadvantage, but he probably just fails. That's a 13.
I'm going to say in this situation, you're going to fail. Actually, with your permission, I want to do something worse.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Rhal, when you hear or when you see Caden, that's all you hear. That's all you see. You don't hear Elise offering to tell you what happened and taking you all to one side. Like, you stay still as everyone begins to take a few steps past. You don't see Bogrim standing, like, very close to you, looking unhappy. You don't see Taylor sitting on the floor surrounded by her two friends. You just see Caden. And the breath in your chest catches. And it's like you're trying to breathe through very thick tar. And you begin to feel everything in your body hurt and ache as it reacts to your own heartache. And then you pass out. For everyone else, what you see is... Actually, I think Zaltanna is the only one who's ever seen this, which is your acid attack, correct? I think Zaltanna was there when he had the first one.
Yeah, Zaltanna saw... Zaltanna came in when he had his first one in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Balance would have known about the one at Baligbud, but it wasn't there.
Yeah. So, for Zaltanna at least, when you see Rhal hit the floor, you know what this is. For as far as Rhal has told you, this should only ever happen when he's sleeping or when he's trying to wake up. But Rhal is having a full-on acid attack. Rhal, I love you to pieces, but you are at 0 hit points. What do the rest of you want to do? He will be taking death saves.
I'm immediately running over.
0 is less than I had.
Rhal, it's a lot less than you had. Rhal doesn't seem to be breathing. You can hear the fizzing, the weirdness that goes on as he has an attack.
Wait, he's not breathing?
Correct.
Let me ask you something really quickly, just because we didn't get a long rest or anything like that between everything, right?
You had a long rest after the fight with the shadow things, and you shouldn't have been in combat after then.
Okay, so I just have never clicked my long rest button. Let me do that now, because I was like, wait, why is everything so low?
Yeah, we've been pretty much chilling in here.
Yeah, I was
helping
gonna
clean
say.
up the aftermath while we were waiting on them to get back.
you used a couple of spell slots to heal people.
Oh,
That's true.
okay. Right, let me mark those back off then, because I see them. I remember what they were, and I used like half of my lay on hands too. So fuck it, I'll use the other half on Rhal. Because what the fuck else am I gonna do? This dude is my friend, and I don't want him to not be breathing, so I'm going to run over and like I'm gonna put my hands on his chest like a defibrillator and call down the power of me.
I guess you could call on the thunder heart power, because Odette is a goddess. Your link with her is definitely a matrimonial one. And I think at this moment you could just call out to thunder heart, and either one of you will heal him.
Thunder heart power,
fine.
and there's like it's like, I want to say it's like a mix of both of us. So it's like a kind of like a white and red lightning coming out of my hands to like defibrillate this dude.
How many lay on hands are you going to use?
The rest of everything I have, so 30.
Okay. Rhal, you receive 45 hit points. You are stable, you are breathing, and your eyes open.
Yeah. Rhal doesn't look like he's having a good time.
No, I can't imagine he is having a good time.
No. He's basically like in a lot of pain, and he's mourning, he's crying, he's upset. But like the pain is kind of making him like, he's like pressing the top of his head and top of his face and like into the ground, just trying to like, I don't know.
Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Squash has very likely just kind of backed off from the scene. He's probably just has his back up against the wall, maybe in a corner, and just looking at what's going on. He doesn't know Caden that well. I don't think he's piping up or doing anything. And Zaltanna seems to know what she's doing, so he's not gonna touch anything.
Mm-hmm. Seems fair. Lafian?
He's probably like halfway between Rhal and Caden, just kind of looking between the two and not really sure what to do.
Emil is taking Caden's body to the kind of not the unofficial meeting room, because it's a meeting room, but he does like make his way into the corridor, and from, I guess, from Lafian's point of view, he could probably see him entering like the middle room where you had the fight, and just laying him down in the sand. He doesn't really know what to do with him. Yeah.
Lafian's going to turn to Zaltanna and just say, keep watch on Rhal. I'll be right back.
Yeah, of course.
And he's going to go into the room with Emil and Caden.
Yep. Okay, we can go from there. Emil looks at you and just, he kind of thinks he knows what you're going to ask. I mean, I think you did ask at the end of last episode, but he shakes his head and he says,
"This is far beyond quick resurrection, I am saddened to say."
Will you do it? And what do you need?
He looks down at Caden, and he looks out in the kind of general direction of where, you know, Rhal is laying on the floor and where Talis is crying with her friends. And he looks back at you and he says,
"I just need a gem. This will sound callous, but if we want to get him back, we need a gem, yes, but I do not think this is the body he'd want to come back to."
Elaborate. What do you mean?
I haven't known this gentleman very long, but I know he's not really 70, as he appears.
So you could do something stronger that would reconstruct his body as it was?
It's the same spell as bringing him back. As it stands, he would go back into this body. But if we burn this body, another would be made. A body not aged by magic. It would return him to his normal age. More difficult to perform.
But you can do this.
He nods.
I would. Young Taylor's out there. I have grown fond of her. This is her father.
She has that effect.
She is quite talented.
The only gems I have crushed sapphire, but I imagine that's not what you need.
He shakes his head.
Unfortunately not. The gems needed for this were mostly crushed by dwarves and elves to prevent exactly this, necromancy. There are some about, however. You might have luck on the black market.
We might have to. It was a struggle to get the one we have as is. And that one is for a very specific purpose.
I am aware. Unfortunately, Rhal has not been through all of it today. It is not my tale to tell.
Describe the gem. Is it the same one that we obtained before that you need?
A single 25,000 gold gem.
I'll keep you posted. And Laffine's gonna go back into the room and specifically look for Squash.
Squash, are you hiding or are you just staying against the wall?
He's just staying against the wall.
Yeah, then you see him.
He's just gonna go over and, in a quiet voice, we can get him back, but we might need to call on help from your associate that we met prior. Charlie, I believe it was.
Yeah, from Cusack. Oh,
We need to get a gem.
not one of those gems.
One of the very expensive gems.
Only kings and barons deal in those. Do you really want to go mingle your fingers with those people?
I don't know what else to do. We got one gem already, and that one was an endeavor to obtain.
I think Squash doesn't know about this, so you see a fucking look of shock on his face. She's like,
We weren't idle while you were gone. We were doing our own things.
I thought you were hanging out with your aunt or something. I'm sorry.
Well, that was one part of it. The other part was, well, the less you know, the better.
Agreed.
Plausible deniability and all that.
I guess,
Yes.
I would know that Charlie doesn't deal in those gems, but he definitely knows people that would. Charlie was a big, important person.
Charlie is the kind of person who knows everyone.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much literally everyone in the seedy underworld.
Yeah.
If Charlie can't get it for you, they'll know someone who'll get it for them.
Right.
So Charlie would be a good point. And if you say, hey, I want a 25,000 gold diamond, you'll pay a little extra than if you went directly to the person who is defensing the gem. But you could get it from them.
But good luck finding that person without Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah, Squash just looks like he's thinking for a second, and then he kind of just replies like, yeah, you're right. I think Charlie is definitely the only real choice in this kind of thing.
We still need to obtain the money for it. That was another issue.
Yeah, Charlie does trade jobs for items, but usually those jobs are not worth taking. What the jobs I've done for him were not worth what I got. He doesn't do anything for anybody who doesn't do anything for anyone.
I imagine the job required to pay for that sort of item would be
Extremely illegal, extremely dangerous, and extremely morally dubious.
right. And as much as I love Caden, I'm not going to compromise my morals to that sort of extreme. There are things that I draw a line at.
But you're willing to revive him.
I don't have the same view on resurrection as many other people do.
Yeah.
I may not
Figures.
exactly like Emil, but I do appreciate his sense of judgment on the matter. I can respect that.
Right. Well, 25,000 gold, that's not easy to get. That's a
I
king's
have
bounty.
1/25th of that.
Squash does quick math. So I thought, okay, yeah.
In other words,
mean,
not very much.
How would we, like, Squash has been stealing and robbing his entire life. Does he know any get quick money schemes that don't involve literally taking it away from other people?
I'm gonna go with no.
Nah, makes sense.
Yeah, like
he's got
Squash's
points in
background.
Yeah, he's got points in stealth and sleight of
Fourfold.
hand. Not. We could go fuck up the fourfold. You guys probably have like an army the size of like 1,000+ people. Just tax all of them 25 gold. You're good.
It's an option.
You could ask your dad for that 12,000 again.
Yep. So you're at 13,500, but that's of course market value, not what you would have to pay on top because black market.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
V,
Yes.
what about my connection?
Yeah. You could call in like all your contacts. Like it could work. The taxing organization could also work. I don't know if I'd be happy with it, but it could also work.
Fair.
Yeah, you have means and way. You could definitely reach out.
Okay.
You don't know where he is, but you could try.
We run into the same bump here. We need to get money, we need to get funds, and then we need to actually get the damn thing. That being said, it's also, I don't think, nearly as time sensitive. Do we need... Squash, I'm saying this only to you. I don't want the others hearing it just yet.
I'm listening.
Do we really
Sorry.
need to be doing this right now? I know you don't have a hand. I'm speaking out loud to myself more so, but to you as well. Is this a pressing matter?
Squash looks at you dead in the eye. Earlier today, shadows rose out of the ground and killed possibly thousands of people across the score. I think that the eclipse is more pressing. But I didn't know Caden. And seeing how Rhal reacted, I don't want to make any assumptions. This is something we need to think about, but I think putting Monarch together is what we should be doing. But if you want to go after the gem today, I'm behind you. I'm behind all of you. What we're doing is important. And how we go about it is up to you guys.
Let's talk with the rest of the group then. See how they feel about it.
Right.
How do we find Rhal now?
Gurgle, 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 gurgle.
Zaltanna is supposed to be watching him.
I am watching him. I'm not fucking letting you gurgle. Listen, I was married to
Don't
a
tell me what to
cleric.
do.
I'll fucking tell you what to do.
Chest compressions. Chest
You
compressions.
start gurgling,
Oh, God.
and I immediately just slap you on the back as hard as I possibly can, so that so that you will cough up all liquid inside of your mouth, throat.
Rhal, what's that there? Oh, that's my lung. A
That was
literally
my
coughed up lung.
Zaltanna, as you're kind of like banging on Rhal's back just to help him clear some of the mucus and like maybe using his like hoodie to like just get some of the shit off him, you get a ping in the back of your head.
Ping.
It's an incoming message. And it's a voice that you don't recognize. But the message they're sending basically says, "Message from Benno. Are you there, little sister? Are you alive?"
Benno? Yeah, I'm here. I'm alive. Where are you? How are you doing right now?
I love you.
We always say 3 words.
Okay, sorry. 3 words. That was not 3 words that he sent me.
A rephrase, we say 3 words at the end for I love you.
Oh.
You would kind of like get that feeling like you've experienced sending messages and all this good stuff before. You know, you have like 25 words. So yeah, like that's definitely more than sufficient. It's probably like a minute or so later, you get a response back from this voice, a voice you don't recognize. And Bernard says, I'm alive. I'm doing okay. I am on my way back to Falsum. Glad you didn't die last night. Benno.
Thanks.
Thanks. Glad you're not dead too. See you soon.
Oh, by the way, Caden's dead. Bye.
Cool. All right. So that was the message back and forth. And then you see Prince Laffian and Squash kind of arriving in your immediate vicinity. Elise is kind of sitting nearby, like somewhere between Rhal and Talus. The 2 boys just haven't left her side, and you can see Rosita is like holding her and talking to her. So what do you 4 want to do?
Rhal, you alright? Or subjectively alright?
Rhal shakes his head.
I understand.
He's trying to breathe through it and getting to the point where like he's getting to hold himself together, you know?
I spoke with Emil and Squash and I had a bit of a discussion. It's possible that we can have him brought back. Emil is willing to do it. And he actually mentioned being able to bring him back in Caden's young body, not the aged one as he is now.
How?
By essentially creating a new body, using the same spell as it is.
Rhal kind of rolls over and brings himself together a little bit more.
The main concern, though, is that we would need to get a gem. The same one that we already have. It's possible that we can get another, but the main issue is that it's very expensive, and I don't know of any other places that would have one hidden away. We can try to obtain one on the black market, but we don't have the funds, and I don't doubt that we probably could get the funds, and Squash and I kind of agreed on this, that right now might not be the time. There's no pending time limit on the spell.
I'll do it. We just need to find the gem. We could teleport right back into the vault and not have to go through the front door, maybe?
I don't have a way back in there, and I don't even know if they have a second diamond there.
We could... I could fight. We could do fourfold.
How much does Squash know about the fourfold?
I'm going to say you would probably be definitely aware of it. Like, you may not know the exact ins and outs. You've probably seen a couple of matches thrown. Yeah. Whether you participated is entirely up to you, but you
definitely
would know
found
something
dealers
about it.
down there and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. With the sum we're looking for, 24,000 gold, sounds like something that has ever been rolled around the fourfold.
Betting, maybe.
Okay.
Really high-end, top-level, like really overhyped matches, like in your 30-plus years of experience, maybe once or twice.
Squash just kind of, when Rhal mentions the fourfold, Squash kind of pipes up like, you could probably win it through bets, but those guys are not idiots. They know what they're doing. It's going to be hard to earn it.
And it's going to have to be a lot of fights, too. We don't have nearly as much money as I would like to be able to throw around. Not saying we can't, just a single loss will cost us a lot.
Wait, aren't you guys friends with the current champion?
Yeah.
We are friends.
Current champion's Bogrim.
Squash just like kind of looks sheepish and then goes like, make him take a dive.
What?
Have him sign up for fight. Bet against him. Have him take a dive.
That's not a terrible idea.
Did something happen where suddenly I'm against cheating and you're not? Last time we had this conversation, this was very different.
I mean, okay, well, the circumstances changed in that we need this money, like, immediately so that our friend isn't dead.
We don't need it immediately was the point I was trying to make, though.
Oh, well,
I think you have like 200 years on this spell.
Right.
Rhal is
Thank you. Thank you,
crawling.
Elise.
Rhal is crawling towards where Talus might be.
And also because
Talus is very close by.
Yeah, no, you're right. And also he would never do it.
Probably not.
Well, on a like sitting at the side note, don't forget Bogrim is kind of the reason that Caden is dead. You might.
Yeah.
This little worm brain.
I know.
Rhal wiggling towards like Talus, like as soon as she kind of spots you coming towards her, like she kind of like crawls over and like gives you a hug, but she can't stop crying either. Like you kind of get mobbed by the two younger boys and Rosita as well. No one seems to care that they're maybe getting slightly irritated by the acid. Like that's the least of their concerns right now.
Rhal tries to calm Talus down and also himself.
I think there might be mutual attempting to calm down. It's not working for either of you. Yeah, she's a little distraught.
And he,
but she hugs you very close.
yeah, Rhal, like, after they hug, then Rhal, like, sits next to her. Talus,
Yeah.
I told your dad that I would take care of you if anything ever happened. But I don't tend to think that people are going to die before me, so I wasn't all that worried. The only thing I know how to do. I can fix this, okay, Talus?
She kind of like wipes her eyes and she kind of like looks at you almost very sternly and she says, "No, you have much bigger things to do." And
Rhal raises the side of his hoodie.
Yeah.
And points out where his big scar that goes down from his back into his gut that looks kind of like a check mark is. It's really kind of gnarly.
Yeah.
When I was trying to save money for Emma and I to get a home, Bogrim went out of town. And the fight opportunity came up. And I didn't have anyone watching over me, and things went bad. And I was dragged away, and I didn't have anyone there. It was dumb. I shouldn't have, but that's where I met Caden. Caden came up and helped me. And he's the only reason I'm alive. Because of that, and because he helped me in prison. I owe him. I will help. We will figure this out, okay? We have other things to do right now, but I promise We'll figure it out, okay?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
22.
22 on parenting. Nice.
Aw, you're her dad now.
Godparenting.
Yeah, god parenting.
Don't bring Caden back. That's just competition.
Stop it. Stop it.
I can't take care
Quiet in
of
the peanut gallery, folks.
I can't take care of a kid.
She kind of like sniffs and she's about to say something, but she kind of like just kind of begins crying again and like just gives you a big hug, and you can feel her like nodding. And she says, I know you will. And I will try and look after you until we can look after each other, until you can fix this, and I'll do what I can to fix you. And she nods.
Rhal just squeezes tighter. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Okay. What are the... Oh, okay. Squash.
Yes.
As you are observing this, as you three are kind of chatting and realizing that Rhal's gone to one side, and it's very easy to hear them, like Talus was not far away from Rhal at all. You get a strange voice in the back of your head, a voice you've never heard before, like a ping. And it just says, message from Damaz. Oi, you alive?
Yes. Falsum safe.
I love you.
Please don't tell them as you love him.
Tell him you love
Do it.
him. Tell him you love him.
Why would I tell him I love him?
You're
Last time I
funny.
met him, he tried to geese me.
Ship the other one.
Not
That
because
is-
I ship it, but because you do. You love him like a brother.
Fuck is this? No. Wait, no. I have more than 3 words.
You have 25 words.
Okay.
Save 3 for I love you.
Yeah, like, yes, Falsum, safe-ish.
Ish.
Many dead, much chaos.
Do you have a diamond?
Need money, not for myself or a friend.
Not for myself for once. Can I get that
have 5
paycheck you
words
owe
left.
me?
No, yeah, like, no. I leave out the money thing. I literally just tell him, like, yeah, like, since I have 25 words, it's gonna be, we are safe, still in Falsum, some dead, much chaos.
All right, 10 words. That's totally fine.
Station in a Pokeball.
No, there are last 2 words.
What?
3.
Uh-huh.
Are we cool?
We cool, bro?
He literally tried to cast a spell at me last time I saw him
You
after I stole something
from him.
You did
So I have
steal.
no idea, like, how badly Damas wants to kill me right now.
Mind thrust. Mind thrust
That'd be
through a
cool.
sending spell.
You don't get any response. I'll let Thirsty decide how he wants to respond to this
Oh,
when he
boy.
finally hears the episode. Okay. All right. So what do 4 of you want to do now?
We were supposed to do some. Oh, right. We needed to get the heart so we can get in the mirror. But oh, okay. No, balance. I'm still so used to it. Laughing goes over to Rhal and kind of just kneels down and says, "Rhal, there is one thing that we can do right now. I think if you're up to it."
What are we doing?
Well, I made a promise to you that we would, well, bring her back.
Bring him back? Yes, I just have to talk to Emil now.
I see no reason we couldn't do it right now, then. We have everything we need. I assume he has his end of things sorted.
Okay.
Wait. Did you tell us? You told us about the body thing, right? That he said?
I just mentioned it, yeah.
Okay.
When we were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
that.
I wanted to make
Cadence.
sure because I thought you did, but then I was like, Am I just like making that up because I heard
No.
that happen before, and now I'm like, oh, Arch said this thing, but you didn't, and you're gonna be like, what are you talking about?
No, I mentioned it in the group conversation, so everybody knows that Caden doesn't need his current body because Emil can just make a new, not old one.
And again, before I say a thing, I just want to make sure we haven't had this conversation before, and my tiny hamster brain just completely forgot it. Have we talked about whether we need Emma's body to do this?
We don't, because it's the exact same spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you just needed the diamond. The diamond would either put you back in your body, or if you didn't have one, make you a new one.
Okay, cool. Then never mind. I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Lafayette stands up and puts a hand out to Rhal to help him up so that we can...
Yeah, it's shaky, but he gets up.
Taylor helps him to his feet as well.
I assume we go back to Emil?
You go hunting for Emil. Emil is waiting in the mirror room for you all. And he's not alone. Bogrim is there also. I'm going to do one last thing before we continue the big plot here. Lafayette, you get a ping in the back of your brain.
Oh.
It's a voice you've never heard before.
Okay.
Message from Kythea. Parents fine, siblings fine, Talvin gone, Ninverna on rampage. Rodri gone, guard leader gone, Rowena unaccounted for. See you tomorrow.
I get a response to that, right?
Yep, 25 words.
Oh, fuck.
Not even. It's just all capital, bold, underlined, italicized with like 3 exclamations at the end that just says, what? We were walking towards Emil, and then suddenly Lafayette stops walking towards Emil and is standing there dumbfounded.
I'm going to give Lafayette a chance to add some more words onto that, because the what from what she would receive would be, what? And then she'd have no idea what to respond to your what.
Okay, what? Do you mean deceased? Do you mean not on this plane? Details, please. Phrasing.
You get one more very, very quick response. Gone equals dead. Unaccounted for equals missing. See you tomorrow equals see you tomorrow.
Smartass. He responds that. He responds that. He goes, smartass.
Yeah, you'll get no more responses. This is a costly endeavor.
You're talking to a stranger.
Okay. Emil and Bogrim are waiting in the room. And Emil looks annoyed by Bogrim's entire presence. Like, it's very easy to pick off like the waves of annoyance, like from where there was friendship possibly there before. They're standing on the opposite sides of the armor stand, and it can't be far enough away for Emil.
God, that's a mood.
Yeah. As you step inside, I assume the 4 of you are stepping inside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good, because you're going to get ushered inside either way.
Well, you had better tell them.
Emil crosses his arms, looks annoyed, reaches into his bag, and pulls out 2 potions. They're clear. They're very small. He hands one to Rhal, and he gives one to Lafayette and says,
Give that to Bogrim.
What is going on?
Okay.
Ross starts bleeding a little bit.
That's fine.
Hands a potion to Bogrim with like a raised eyebrow.
My part in this is done.
And Emil leaves the room, careful to close the door behind him. Bogrim looks at Rhal and he says, I need you to trust me. And I need you to drink that potion.
Where's Emil? We needed to talk to Emil.
Rhal, I need you to drink that potion.
Can you elaborate before just asking someone to drink a potion?
Can I roll an
He looks
insight?
at you. You can roll an insight, yeah.
Okay. It's probably going to give me nothing.
He looks at Laffian and he says, I've got the heart. And part of that is that someone needs to drink this portion for it to open. I'm taking the other half of the portion.
23 insight.
What exactly are you trying to pick up?
What he's putting down.
Why this is weird. Why this is a trust me, like Emil left the room, like...
He wants you to trust you. He wants you to trust him, even though Emil is very pissed off and angry and annoyed with him. He knows things looks bad, but he's very earnest about you taking this. Yeah.
I think Rhal spends like a good couple seconds like staring him dead in the eye. And then like very slowly will drink it.
At the same time that you drink, so does he. And nothing kind of happens for half a moment. And then everybody else in the room sees both their eyes go white. And they seem to be stock still, barely even breathing. Rhal, what you see, first of all, is you look down and you can see this note. Simple piece of parchment. On the letter, written in Aimer's handwriting, is the phrase, Fate Forger, I have something to tell you, something I have to admit. That thing we don't talk about, that thing we don't admit because we are just friends. I know you know what I mean, and I've been putting it off because of Rhal. But I can't hide it anymore. I need to see you. Meet me today at the house. Rhal can't know. Firestorm. You see Aimer's trembling hands as she puts it in Bogrim's room. She goes back home, hides daggers under a table, rapier under the bed. She hides weapons all around this room. You can feel her feeling ready. She's ready for this. Aimer returns back to the house a little while later, note in her hand. This time it's written from Bogrim. Firestorm, of course I will meet you there. Mid-afternoon. Shadow Strike will be running an errand, he told me so. That thing we don't talk about. As always. Aimer sets fire to the note. She's walking towards your house now. There's a small item in her possession. There's a little boy that runs up and surrounded by friends. She bounces a fireball along her arm, the boys go running. Normally this would make Aimer feel happy, but she's scared. You can feel how scared she is. You can feel there's a fire in her chest. She's defensive, confused. I hope that I am wrong. She looks at the drawing she has, the thing in her hand. A clockwork heart, a hammer, a chalice, a rapier, a shield, and a crown. She opens the door. As she steps in, she can see that the bed is unmade. And there is an old human man that she recognizes, already dead. Chest cave in, blood everywhere. What? She feels a smack between her shoulder blades, at the nape of her neck. She falls to the ground. Her vision is kind of blurry, and she instantly looks up and shoots out a firebolt. You can hear her voice utter a cry of pain. But as she turns to look at the face, the hammer hits her in the ribs, breaking them. Another hit now to the leg breaks the bones there. Another firebolt erupts from her mouth, and it hits the male voice, and it hits him hard. He returns with a hit to the head that stuns her, giving her a hazy double vision, the edge of it darkening as blood rushes to the wounds. I did not believe you could really do this. But I know who you are. I know what you are doing here. Not him, not Rhal. Do not betray him. You will not hurt him. She shoots another firebolt in the direction of this person. He roars and returns by breaking her hand. Mannequin-Gals cannot be trusted. They will destroy us all. We were raised to fight them, so I won't play your game if you hurt him. I will die first. She shoots a small fireball. She tries getting to her knees. Please, don't break my heart. Do not kill him. I love him. I will fight you until my last breath if you take him away from me. With that, she launches herself forward and bites down on his arm. You can taste the metallic taste of blood. And then you feel something cold and sharp on the back of your neck. And then you're looking down at Ama. You can see a metal dagger in the back of her neck. You see yourself, whoever it is, dragging her body onto the bed, throwing a thick, viscous fluid over her body. As you turn around and leave, you catch sight of yourself in a mirror. I love you, Emma. I'm so sorry. He opens the door, and that's when you return back to where you are. Rhal.
I rolled a 14.
You definitely have to resolve an attack against yourself. As their eyes roll back, and you can see the colours, you can see the pupils, except for everyone else. You can see that over this kind of, for what feels like the rest of you, mere seconds, you see a lot of blood beginning to pour from Rhal's nose as he takes 15 acid damage.
Halved, I think.
Yeah,
it makes it regular.
Good. Yeah, either way, he's. Let's just say this is a shitty moment for him, so he's going to take 15.
God damn it! I am immediately cure woundsing on him because we're in the room, right?
Yeah. So far as you know, Rhal's bleeding a lot.
I cure him all of it plus 1.
All right, you get 16 healing.
He starts like, doing the normal Rhal injured thing, and I just come up and I rip off a small piece of the bottom of his shirt and put it up to his nose and throw some healing in there.
Yep, that's definitely yes.
Rhal does the best he can to stand up real straight, but it's not really working too well.
Rhal, what happened?
He
what's the
looks
matter?
furious.
Bogrim looks terrified. He looked terrified before you looked furious, and with trembling hands, he reaches into the bag and he pulls out a clockwork heart, matching the description of the one that you know it should be. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
How could you?
The cult has been my family for a very long time.
We were like family to you.
I know, and it was supposed to be you that died, not her. She was too smart.
Well,
she would have figured it out.
How did you fuck that up? That would have been fine.
Because for this to work, she would never have come along this path as she knew. Just to spite me, because she's a proud, stubborn, ridiculous woman. When she found out I had to be her, I didn't have a choice. To get this to work, to get this to fit on that fucking stand.
So what? This was what the mirror did. This was it. This was the... How long ago did all this happen? How long have you had it?
When I said I was going to go get it, I already had it. It was in my home, I wasn't lying. I just needed to put something in it. And he opens the heart. It clicks, there's a hinge in the middle that's kind of concealed by the ornate work. And in one side of it, you can see very clearly ashes and a single golden scale. And the other side is empty. And he says, if you take this, and I throw what I need to throw at that mirror, you and the rest of these guys can go through and fill the other side. And then you can put it on the stand. If you don't, it will never fit on the stand.
I'm not going to let you hurt her. Not again. I know that you know I am going to bring her back. I'm not going to let you near her.
I know.
You need to leave now. I will hunt you down. If I can, you better hope that I die first.
I'm so sorry, Rhal. Just tell her I'm sorry. He hands the heart over to Rhal. It's very easy to push back together. The scale and the ashes don't move inside. They just stay on their side. He reaches into the bag he has and he pops the cork on another potion. It makes a sound like roaring fire. There's a kind of dark, shadowy, smoky substance inside this kind of pale blue liquid. He drinks half and he throws the rest at the mirror. The mirror shimmers purple and black and red. And then it completely disappears to show a darkness behind it. The mirror room, but dark, shadowy. No lights, no people, no armor stand. There is a door on the other side. You should go.
You should go.
I can't leave this room until you're in there.
Rhal breaks eye contact to look over at Balance and Zaltanna. And, hesitantly, very much bleeding, slowly kind of backs into the mirror.
Well, Zaltanna's right next to you because she was holding up some cloth to your face and healing you. She just kind of like takes it away, puts it in your hand, glares at Bogrim, and follows you into the mirror.
As far as the two of you still in the mirror room are concerned, they've stepped into or backed into the mirror and they disappear. You should go, otherwise Zaltanna will be there alone helping him. There are tears just streaming down his face, but he's not quivering, he's not shaking, he just nonplus.
Squash just kind of quietly says, just like, what the hell did you do? As before he walks into the mirror, not waiting for an answer.
Laffian approaches the mirror and then just before he steps in, just turns to Bogrim and says, I had suspicions.
I know. That's why I didn't want you to near me. No offense.
The desk won't be your home anymore. Not after this.
I haven't had a home since Ema. You should go, you should go help Rhal.
He steps in.
I have to do the outro now. Okay.
Uncle Rhal?
Yeah.
It's okay. I can do it if you want me to. Uncle Rhal, I don't think he's feeling very well. He's really sad. And I just want to give him a big hug. And we want to give a big hug to Jay because he voiced Emil for us today. Jay. And a thank you to Jordan Cooper, who's one of our patrons. So, want to say thank you for that.
Thanks, Jordan.
It's okay, Rhal. Don't cry.
I'm not.
If you want to send hugs to Uncle Rhal and to Auntie Anna and to Uncle Laffian and,
I guess, Mr. Squash, you can email us at theluckydiedpodcast@gmail.com. I think that's the right one.
Yeah.
And you can listen to other shows that will make you happy, like The Last Refuge, which I think you're going to hear a bit in a minute. Please send hugs to Uncle Rhal. I don't like it when he cries.
I'm okay.
Bye.
Bye.
3 Azamar and a tiefling are sent to a strange new world on a divine mission. Trouble is, when they arrive, none of them can remember what the mission is, and only one of them has any interest in the god that sent them. Join Briathos, Bizdira, Kit, Flick, and DM Jazzy Hands as they play matchmaker with kobolds, assassinate Yuan-Ti political figures, and completely, if accidentally, disrupt the delicate equilibrium of the world they found themselves in. Reviewers call it a patchwork of beautiful storytelling, immersive roleplay, and a healthy sprinkling of humorous banter. The Last Refuge is a weekly D&D actual play podcast set in a completely original world. Check us out at dndlastrefuge.com. Happy gaming, y'all.